I'm looking at a time here. We had 587 people on a challenge. 587 from 13.
I have found that the speed at which you can move is to find someone with an expertise that is amazing and get them to be your business partner. And I see Dave and LYFE Marketing as our business partner doing this game together. And they're doing their expertise, we're doing our expertise, and it's a great relationship.
Hello everyone, my name is David. I'm here today with two of my very successful clients, Vince and Rawlin, who will be talking about how they grew their business from spending $500 a month in ad spend to over $20,000 a month. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, we're happy to be here, super excited. I mean, David, you're the bomb.
Hey, Rawlin, we are very successful. Do you know that?
Oh, I like that. It didn't start out like that.
Listen, man, this is good. Dave, thanks for having us on here, man. We are looking forward to this this conversation because, you know, we have grown a lot since we've been working with you and LYFE.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about yourselves and your business, what y'all do.
So we run a group health coaching business. Every month we run a 5-day weight loss challenge. And in that 5-day weight loss challenge, on average, people lose 4 pounds in 5 days. But a challenge is not a challenge. There's no money if there's nobody that is on the challenge. And so the way that we get people onto our challenge is through Facebook ads. And that's where David, Paulie, and LYFE Marketing come into play, because literally the outside world, like 99% of the world, you don't know. So how do we get them on a challenge? Thanks to Dave and LYFE, we run Facebook ads that he does for us month after month after month after month. The business has grown quite a bit since we've been working with Dave.
Like when we first got started with Dave and LYFE is, so we heard about LYFE through the grapevine, because, you know, you hear all these online coaches and stuff and these marketer experts and stuff. You need to do a webinar, you need to do a challenge, you need to do this, you need to do that. And we built all those systems in the back. We had funnels and we had email sequences and we had all these things. It's a problem if you only have 20 people on your challenge. You know, we heard about this and we were, Dave became our go-to guy, and we formed a relationship with him and through LYFE, through him as we grew. And it's something to say when you go from having 20 people on a challenge, and then by the end of the 5 days you pitch one person your coaching program, versus having, you know, 500 people on a challenge and, you know, pitching to hundreds and hundreds of people. It makes a big difference, because like if you have something that you know is super good, which we did, you know, Vince Rawlin is like the best health coach probably in the world. Nobody knew that he existed and that we existed. And so as we built this company together, it can be very frustrating if you know you have something like super good that people love, if they ever find it. That was the kind of that missing piece. And we didn't have a huge media team to like pump out all this organic content that all these people are saying, just film, just post, just do this. We didn't have a big old team like that. And so the next best thing was like finding someone that could just put our stuff in front of the audience that was most likely to find it. And it was so fascinating. Just the other day, it happened the other day. We were trying to figure out, and we were doing all these algorithms, and it wasn't working that well as it was. And David said, you know what, I'm just going to do this other magic thing with my brain and my fingers, and I'm going to like not use the AI, and I'm going to just do me. And he did a few things, and boom, our ad costs went down. Boom, we got a bunch of people on the challenge, and boom, why we're keep this relationship going, because he always brings a whole nother perspective, a whole nother thing to our business, and it has become a great asset to our entire business.
Right. I know one of the biggest pain points y'all had was selling your challenge, not necessarily the $7 challenge that we implemented as your intro offer, but the $1,500 one. So do you feel like this funnel setup that of driving people to the $7 funnel eventually push people into your larger product?
Oh,
it's the only way.
It's the only, yeah. Like it's like you can't take a you know, like it's not really the smartest thing. Like if you're single, I'm married, so this is not my situation. Like if you're single and you're looking for a date, like the first thing typically don't do is be like, hey, baby, let's go up. I got a room, right? Like that's not the best intro. What we devised is like this $7 front end offer that we have that you drive, David, traffic to for us and give us ideas and structurally what kind of things we need that you need to make that happen. We don't have to do that much. We get to focus on our business, right? And you just kind of tell us, I need this, and you kind of structure it, and then people start buying our $7 offer. And then from that point, as soon as they kind of get in contact with us and we get to show them what we can help them with, then they're much more likely to spend on our other offers that bring us in. And I came from the restaurant world in the back before I got started in this business. And the hardest thing is to get people to walk through the door of a restaurant. Like, that is the hardest thing. And it's the same as in every single business. The hardest thing is to get people to walk through your door or to come and make that first purchase with you. And as long as you have an ethical product that's actually helping people, which you shouldn't be in business if you don't, but if you're actually helping people, it's a no-brainer if you can get in front of them and you can build that relationship. And Dave, through life, like, just carved that path for us. I once logged into Facebook Ads Manager and I was like, I don't know what, and I tried to run ads and wasted a bunch of money. Well, you said it was analogous to what was it that you said?
It's like being in a labyrinth. You're in this maze and you're being chased by a pack of dogs. The pack of dogs is money. And because it costs money, as soon as you walk into that labyrinth, it's costing you money. And you just don't know what to do. And if you follow some course and try to figure this out on your own, man, it's going to cost you it'll cost you a lot more money to figure it out on your own than to hire somebody like Dave to get it done. I mean, I'm looking at our growth. And we started this 5-day challenge, and there was a time when we had 13 people on a challenge. 13. And then I see 25 people on a challenge. And we run them about every month. And I'm looking at a time when that grew up to, on average now, anywhere from 300 to 600 people on a challenge. I'm looking at a time here, we had 587 people on a challenge. 587 from 13, right? I mean, you can't do that with just people that you know. Like, you've got, at some point, if your goal is to grow a business, at some point, you got to attract cold traffic, people who have no clue who you are. How are you going to do that? There's two ways. You can just try to build organic growth without putting any ad money behind it. And good luck with that. And some people get lucky and they make, videos that get some viewership, but most people, that's going to be limited. And so if it's limited, then how else are you going to attract cold traffic? You got to hire somebody like LYFE that has the expertise to put you in front of people that don't know who you are and create a posting that will attract people, get them to your site, and then a site that can convert. And now you got a business. Now that you got them in, now you have to deliver enough value to make them want to spend more money. And now that is the next step. But that beginning step of having cold traffic to see you, become familiar with you, develop know, like, and trust, and then that can get them to the point where they're willing to spend $7, $37, $97, $127, $997, $1,500, $4,000, $10,000. It all starts at that, hey, I don't know who you are, and why should I pay attention? And that whole process has to start from somebody like Dave that can make that happen for you.
I would add something to that, Vince and Dave, where, one of my observations, we're in a lot of circles of people that do this kind of thing, that build businesses through online and through the online space. And that's kind of how I got into this business, trying to build my restaurant. And then as we built this health coaching business, and Vince said, some people get lucky and they get really good at making videos. And what I've discovered is a lot of the people that are really good at making like organic viral videos, so are not necessarily that great at their craft. They're really good at making videos. And so, but they're not necessarily really good at delivering the goods, so to speak, of that they're providing as a company. While on the other hand, there's people that's really, really good at skilled at their craft. But, it's always a both and. Of course you need to produce content, but every person that we know that has loads of viral content all still spend money with ads. And so the best our ads has ever worked is when we had a viral post one time. But it was not organic or ads. It was, oh my gosh, let's do the ads and let's put the fire behind the ads. Trust it with someone like David, right? Because we didn't know who to get, right? Like we hand David, anywhere between $15,000, $20,000 a month and say, here's this money, come spend it for us. And I was thinking this, Vince, this weekend, I think it was this weekend. It was recently. I was thinking, man, we trust him with a lot of money. Right? Like we trust him with a lot of money. And the fact is that he's built that relationship with us and he's stable. I remember having a conversation with him one time and I said, we were increasing our ad budget. And I was like, man, just try to spend it the way like if it was your money. And he said, that's the way I do all my clients. He said, I never don't do that. He said, I spend every dollar as if sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and like go check someone's account or something because like I'm worried that, what if it like started spending a way that it didn't supposed to? And so he keeps tabs and records. And like he just had a child the other day and like he was on a call and he was like holding his baby and like it's like we feel kind of like family because he deals with us. It's not just a business, it's a relationship, right? It's not just transactional, it's relational. It's both transactional and relational. And I just have to say that like if you're a business or if anybody's out here watching this, whoever's watching this, like if I'd been on the front end wanting to know before we jumped in with LYFE, the only reason somebody looks at ads is like they need to grow, right? And it's like the whole labyrinth and the wolves chasing you in the background when you log into that ads manager or the business manager. And then whether it's your business login or like Dave, even like one time Vince's couldn't even get into the account at all. Somehow it got blocked out and Vince couldn't even get in. Dave was like, no worries, I got to work around here. Let's do this right here and this other thing right here and got it done, right? And what would we have done without David in that situation? Our business would have went, assuming we would even figured out how to get people on do ads ourselves with that not happening. I have found that the speed at which you can move is to find someone with an expertise that is amazing and get them to be your business partner. And I see Dave and LYFE Marketing as our business partner doing this game together. And they're doing their expertise, we're doing our expertise, and it's a great relationship.
I appreciate it. If there was anyone watching this that's still on the fence, what would you say to them, Vince?
That's easy. Do you like money? That's the question. Do you like money? Right? It's like, if you don't like money, don't call Dave. If you are trying to grow a business and, there's millions of people that are trying to figure out how to make business, how to grow a business online, then certainly there's some business strategy that you need to, look into, find a good coach. But at some point with all of that knowledge, you will need to share your offer with the world. And when you're ready to do that, call Dave. I mean, I remember, and again, our ad budget was $500 a month. We were just getting started. And, we weren't making a lot of money. I mean, not at all. Like we just weren't making money at all. And to go from that to spending over $20,000 a month in ads, and you only grow like that if you're making substantially more than what you're investing in ads. So if your goal is to grow a business like that and larger, you can't do it on your own. Maybe you're like a natural born genius. And even with that, man, geniuses need help. I don't care what your intellect level is. Knowing how to run the ads and to target them and to develop an audience and all of the different options. When that ad manager, it's a labyrinth because there's a million decisions that you got to make when you go in. And what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And what about that? And I really don't think anybody can do it on their own. I really don't. And so if you agree that you can't do it on your own, well, then you got to choose somebody. Well, if you got to choose somebody, choose a guy that has taken the business from nothing to a pretty good sized business.
And one thing I'd add to that right quick is, when I look at people, there's the gimme people that are like, give me, right? And you never know when you start investing ad dollars and start thinking about getting an ads representative, someone to, an ads manager, someone like Dave that takes care of that thing. You never know if they're going to be a give me person. Like, how can I get more out of these people? How can I get more? How can I get more? Versus there's also multipliers. There's gimmies and there's multipliers, and totally two different mentalities. There's people that come to a job and they're like, how much can I get? Right? And then someone says, oh, here, can you take on these responsibilities? And they're like, oh, well, how much will you give me if I do that? And then there's the type of people that never ask for that, and they just multiply what you're doing. They add to you. And then you're thinking, man, I guess I need to pay these people more or something, right? Because it's like they're multiplying things rather than siphoning things, right? And so that's the relationship we've built with Dave. You know, I don't want David to sign up any other clients because I just want him to be but this relationship is the fact that he's been a tremendous bolt-on asset to our business. And so fantastic.
I would also add one other thing, and that is be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. Be patient. Don't expect that when you start the very next day, you know, you're going to be making $50,000 a month. That it doesn't work that way. It takes iterative time, and that is once you're working with an expert. So call Dave and know that this is the beginning of a relationship, and the more he learns your business, the more that you learn your business, the more that you learn how to convert those people that come into your business. That's all a process. And so it takes time and persistence.
I would say one of the biggest learning curves that we all learned throughout all of it is being receptive to change. Y'all have constantly adjusted your landing pages and your offers. We've adjusted the ads and we've adjusted the targeting, and it's all about finding what the right fit is and A/B testing, you know, basically all the way through the full funnel. And I think that's been super helpful as well.